the NPA will be choosing its mayoral candidate, and it's they're down to 3 candidates. There's Park Board Commissioner John Cooper, NPA Park Board Commissioner in his second term. There's a local entrepreneur, business owner, Ken Sim, and Glenn Chernin, who's ran for office 4 years ago with his own kind of upstart party, and now he's come into the fold with the NPA.
Well, I've met one of 3, John Cooper.
Yeah.
Others I have no personal contact with so far.
Yeah, a number of the sort of long-time NPA people has had something similar, is that they know Cooper, and he's kind of, you keep hearing, he's a known quantity, and then they don't know as much about the other 2.
Right. So it's going to come down to, as it always does, numbers. Would be really dredging up history went out to the 1986 NPA campaign, but known for Kim Hui trucking in busloads of seniors and telling them to vote for the top 10 on the ballot. I got in, Carol Taylor didn't. I owe my career to that.
Wow.
Yeah. So whoever gets those numbers out to the NPA or the eligible voters will be key, and it'll, as always, fascinating.
I mean, do you have any thoughts about what I don't know how close you are sort of with the day-to-day operations at the NPA?
Not at all.
What you're seeing kind of in the public sphere, what's going on there?
Same as you in this case, Dan. I just got to ask around and try and get some impressions. But I'm not a, quote, insider anymore.
Sure.
Yeah, not even a member of the NPA. I think once you leave politics, you leave.
Sure.
You may get called back for a commission or something, but what's the point of playing politics when the next generation is given the mandate? So I think, though, the NPA is going to be making a decision in which direction it goes philosophically, policy-wise, what its brand is going to be, what it stands for. So what are those 2 directions? One will be Chernin, who I would call a PO kind of candidate. Populist outrage. Very popular these days. And, we'll see in a post-Trump era, post-election of Trump, whether that still has the resiliency, whether you can kind of foment that anger and run on it in a populist way. Cooper, on the other hand, I would call him a Philip Owen kind of candidate. He stands for stability, decent guy.
The other kind of PO candidate. Same initials.
Yeah.
Different.
Thanks, Dan. I pointed out the obvious. That's even better. Which of the POs do you want?
Yeah.
And I think that's exactly what the NPA is going to be choosing.
Right.
Someone who, it's not so much representing the status quo, but isn't going to be gratuitously disruptive. How about that?
Yeah. I mean, Chernin describes himself as disruptive. I think he sees that as a positive. He wants to come in there and shake things up.
Right. But as you've done a good job of pointing out, we don't know really what he stands for.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, some of his supporters have said that, his policies tend to be, or what he says publicly tends to not really be focused on policy.
Anger.
Yeah.
Conspiracy or whatever. My hunch, and I'm absolutely wrong on this, is that there really isn't that sufficient an appetite for gratuitous disruption. You may promise, as Hector Bremner did, a really radical change and get elected, but you have to have some substance there as well. You have to be able to articulate what the combination of vision and how you intend to at least approach the implementation of it. In this case, a rezoning of the city to accommodate greater housing choice, solve the housing problem, find the housing.